This is like when Azalea Banks f***ing cooked a cat and nobody said anything, yo. Yo, that's not right.
Why you keep saying she
can't
cooked the
put
cat?
a cat in a frying pan, yo.
How do you go from dropping one of the biggest underground rap anthems of the 2010s to getting banned from Twitter and getting accused of cooking cats? From being hip-hop's next big thing to being more known for your Twitter beef than your bars. In 2011, Azalea Banks had the world in a chokehold. Critics called her a rap prodigy. But now she's kind of better known for trolling entire continents on Twitter and beefing with half the music industry. I mean, like, it's really wild. Banks has thrown out so many bizarre, cryptic, offensive, hilarious, and downright racist comments on social media over the years that it's been overwhelming to try and put them all together and make sense of any of it. She's truly one of the music industry's biggest loose cannons. So what happened? Did the industry do her dirty? Or did she just tweet herself out of a career? Welcome to Weirdly Interesting, where we break down the messiest stories in music. Today we're talking about how Azalea Banks went from rap's next big thing to its biggest liability.
Like, I don't know, I've always had this really weird obsession with being famous. Like when I was a kid, just always like, oh, I want to be on Nickelodeon. I want to be on, I want to be on Disney. I want to be on all these things. My mom always made it very, very clear to me when I was a little girl, as soon as you turn 18, you've got to go.
Azalea Banks had all the makings of a rap superstar. She was Harlem-born, had razor-sharp flow and attitude for days, plus a voice that could switch from spitting venom to hitting smooth R&B hooks. To top it off, she wasn't just rapping over hip-hop beats. She was blending house, electronic, and UK garage into her sound, making her one of the most unique artists of her generation. At just 18, she landed a deal with XL Recordings, but before she could even get started, she torched that bridge. Banks got into it with label boss Richard Russell, who apparently didn't share her vision. She later called him amateur and accused him of trying to control her sound, so that was that. First deal down the drain. It'd be a sign of things to come. Azalea didn't need a label to make noise though. In 2011, she dropped the single 212, and everything changed. The beat was hypnotic. Her flow was ridiculous, and the lyrics were, well, they were rated X for sure. It wasn't exactly a radio-friendly song, but it got around. You could hear it at fashion shows, in clubs, in commercials. It was everywhere. Critics were obsessed with it. Rolling Stone, NME, Pitchfork, they were all calling her the future of rap. Hell, 212 was such a hit that Rolling Stone included it in its 500 greatest songs of all time. Then the industry started paying attention. Lady Gaga, Kanye, Diplo, they all wanted to work with her. She signed a new deal with Interscope and started teasing her debut album, Broke with Expensive Taste. But just like before, she started beefing with the wrong people, and it was so much beef that it started overshadowing anything she was doing in the studio.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you.
But help me do what?
Help you make people focus on your message in your music and not just 140 characters on Twitter.
Well, then that's their problem. That's your problem. You know what I mean?
Azalea was and is a wrecking ball on Twitter. And listen, I'm not talking about the occasional spicy take or playful diss track. Nah, she turned beefing into an Olympic sport. Her first major op was Iggy Azalea. Azalea wasn't feeling Iggy's XXL freshman cover in 2012 and called her out for being a white girl trying to sound black, calling her a culture vulture and Satan in the form of mayonnaise.
Okay, so here's the thing with Iggy Azalea. This is the thing. I feel just in this country, whenever it comes to our things like black issues or black politics or black music or whatever, there's always this undercurrent of kind of
More tweets came out. She called her Igloo Australia, criticizing her for appropriating black culture but staying quiet when real issues came up. But she didn't stop there. When Iggy opened up about thinking about taking her own life by driving off a cliff, Azalea tweeted out that she should go ahead and do it. I'm just gonna throw this up here and let you see for yourself. Then T.I. jumped in. When he tried to defend Iggy Azalea, Azalea Banks went for the jugular. She called his wife Tiny, a meth face, and T.I. lost it. He went full Southern dad mode on Instagram, threatening to end her, writing, and well, I'll just leave this on the screen here because saying it might get me flagged. In response, Azalea threatened to sue him, but nothing came of it. It's the start of a mind-boggling series of beefs and social media feuds.
So let me ask you this, why go to social media with it?
Well, where else am I gonna find T.I.?
What about just putting out the record? What about the
backstage at the
records?
Kanye West show and stood next to him on purpose. Like, I dare him to say something to me. I dare him to do something. Like, I would love it. Had my sister with me. Like, we would have jumped T.I.
Did he say anything to you?
Of course he didn't. Him and Tiny was just looking at me. I kept inching right next close to him. Like, Kanye was performing. I was like...
She came for Pharrell after he didn't promote their collab ATM Jam, saying, "The reason ATM Jam did poorly is because he changed his mind about wanting to be associated with me after he had his light skin come back." Notice the lead up to that post was basically Azalea's stream of conscious ranting, a cornerstone of many of her tweets and social media posts. ASAP Rocky came into her crosshairs too. He made a random comment about dark-skinned women and purple lipstick in 2013 in an interview for the magazine The Couverture, where he basically said women shouldn't wear purple lipstick and that red lipstick only works for fair-skinned black women. Not aimed at her, but Azalea took it personal. She clapped back, "Lol at ASAP Rocky's lipstick advice. Some people should just come out of the closet." Then she hit Cardi B. When her single Bodak Yellow hit #1, Azalea called Cardi a poor man's Nicki Minaj and said she was only black when it was convenient. Cardi then posted a video of Azalea dancing to Bodak Yellow in the club with the caption, "One of the reasons Bodak Yellow went #1, cause even the haters love it."
When she comes up, there's always that moment where I'm like, wait a minute, who is Azalea Banks?
Because she's now kind of like a Twitter troll, not so much this rapper, right?
Yeah.
By 2016, Azalea Banks had pretty much cemented her status as the music industry's biggest troll. But even with all her beefs, Iggy, T.I., Pharrell, Cardi B, nothing could have prepared anyone for the meltdown that would push her off the deep end. Enter Zayn Malik. Now, Zayn wasn't even on Azalea's radar until she decided her music video for Like I Would looked a little too much like her own visuals from Young Rapunzel. Instead of hitting him up privately or, moving on with her life, she did what she always did, took it to Twitter. At first it was just shade, "Zayn is a cutie pie, but stop biting my style." But Zayn, he wasn't about to play along. He hit back with, "No lies, I see you reaching, but I don't care." Then added, "My at's too good for you." That right there, that's when Azalea lost it. She went from petty to pure vile in under 140 characters. She called Zayn a sand N-word, said he was a token brown boy for One Direction, and even threw in this for good measure. Again, I'll just throw this up on the screen. It wasn't clever, it wasn't funny, it was just racist trash, and the internet clapped back hard. Zayn's fans, One Direction stans, aren't the people you want to mess with. They swarmed Azalea's mentions, dragged her from here to oblivion, and within hours, she was trending for all the wrong reasons. Twitter suspended her account, but the damage was done. Festivals dropped her, including Rinse FM's Born and Bred, where she was supposed to headline. Even people who used to defend her started backing away. She was radioactive. But it gets worse. In the middle of all this, Sky Jackson, the 14-year-old Disney star, decided to step in with a simple tweet, "Azalea Banks needs to simmer down a little." You'd think Azalea would have ignored it, right? Nah. She went full internet villain mode on a teenager, telling Sky to grow some hips and start your menses. Sky clapped back with, "When a no-hip having 14-year-old has more class than you, worry about your career, get one." Pretty savage for someone who just barely became a teenager. By this point, Azalea wasn't just a rapper with a bad attitude, she was a walking meme, a cautionary tale for what happens when you can't log off. But believe it or not, she still wasn't done. Instead of laying low and letting the dust settle, she went on a full-blown spiral. Think of it like this, most artists hit rock bottom and start climbing out. Azalea, she hit rock bottom and said, "Bet, let's dig deeper." First, she tried to pivot into weird side hustles. I'm talking about selling witchcraft kits online and promoting luxury soaps that were basically repackaged kitchen soap with glitter in them.
What are your favorite spells?
The egg spell.
The egg spell?
You cleanse yourself with an egg, right? Pass the egg all over yourself, praying for all of your negativity to go away into the egg, right? But usually you do it like when somebody's with you to get like what the person is doing off of you. You crack it in the crossroad and you walk away and you don't look back. That works.
She even admitted to practicing witchcraft and sacrificing chickens in her apartment. Like literally. There were photos. People were horrified, but Azalea just doubled down. Meanwhile, she kept teasing new music. Fantasy 2, Business and Pleasure, Young Rapunzel 2. The announcements kept coming, but the albums were nowhere to be found. Every time she hinted at a comeback, she'd follow it up with another Twitter meltdown or some bizarre Instagram rant. She even tried to squash beefs with old enemies. Remember her feud with Iggy Azalea? After years of trash talk, they suddenly announced a collab in 2017. But surprise, surprise, it never happened. Azalea figured out a way to ruin it before it even started. And let's not forget the random feuds she kept picking. She came for Beyonce, Rihanna, Cardi B, and even Lana Del Rey. Like, who's out here beefing with Lana Del Rey? She called Lana racist and said she looked like she got plastic surgery at the dollar store. Then she hit her with another Twitter tirade when Del Rey criticized Kanye and hinted that she supported Donald Trump, the 45th president. Lana clapped back with, "Pull up anytime, say it to my face." Azalea didn't. She stuck to trolling on the internet. At this point, Azalea wasn't a musician anymore. She was an internet troll with a mixtape. The music took a backseat to the chaos, and the more she tried to stay relevant, the more people just stopped caring. The tweets have kept rolling in. She's gone at it with Lil Nas X, with A$AP Rocky again. She's hit out at J.K. Rowling, Elon Musk, Erykah Badu, Lady Gaga. The list goes on. But up until now, it's unclear whether Azalea's career will go on. So let me know in the comments. Is Azalea done for good, or does she still have one more comeback left? And as always, thanks for watching.